Hello everyone, this is Ravindar Dundra and welcome back to my channel. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about class 9 CBSE Geography chapter number 4, that is climate. In the previous lectures about this topic, in this chapter, we have discussed about the Indian monsoon. So there, we have seen some of the important facts which influence our Indian monsoon. So in that we have seen about the land, intense heating and cooling of the land. Then we have seen about this ITCZ, intertropical convergence zone. Then we have also seen about this formation of high pressure zone on the eastern part of Madagascar. Then we have also seen about this shift of westerly jet stream towards the northern part of Himalayas and Tibetan plateau getting heated up intensely during the summer. So these facts we have already seen and how they influence our Indian monsoon. Then there is one more important thing which also influences our Indian monsoon, that is El Nino, or we also call it as in short ENSO, El Nino Southern Oscillation. But if we want to understand about this ENSO or El Nino Southern Oscillation, we need to understand something known as this oceanic currents. So what do you mean by this ocean currents or oceanic currents? So ocean currents means the streams of water flowing constantly on the surface of the ocean in a definite directions. So usually not only on the shore of the ocean, that means not only on the beach areas, but on the surface of the ocean also, the water will be constantly moving from one particular direction to the other particular direction. So this constant movement of the water on the surface of the ocean in a particular direction, we call them as this oceanic currents. And usually there are two types of oceanic currents. They are, one is warm ocean currents, then the other one is this cold oceanic currents. So first we'll see what do you mean by warm ocean currents. Suppose if the oceanic currents originate near the equator, or if they start from the equator, if they are flowing towards the poles, means we call them as this warm oceanic currents. And if they are starting near to the poles and if they are flowing towards the equator, means we call them as this cold oceanic currents. So warm means which originate near the equator and flow towards the poles, and cold oceanic currents means which start from the poles and flow towards this equator. So these are warm and cold currents. So if you can clearly remember what are warm and cold currents, then we can understand this concept called El Nino Southern Oscillation. And this is just a basic thing about this oceanic currents. In your higher standards, you will learn in detail much more about this oceanic currents. So now we will see how this oceanic currents will affect our India's climate. Let us discuss about this El Nino or ENSOs, El Nino Southern Oscillation. But before that, just let us take this. It is the world map. And as you all know, this one is North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia. So all these things. Then you all know that North Atlantic Ocean, South Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, as well as this Pacific Ocean. And remember that this is, the earth is in a spherical shape. That means here this is Pacific Ocean, and at the same time here also you can see this Pacific Ocean. So now let us take for example, what happens usually every year is that on the south eastern Pacific Ocean region, that means on the southern eastern Pacific Ocean, that means in this particular region, or maybe here, what happens is that usually since the earth is spherical shape, here I'm taking, or sometimes you can also take here. So usually every year or every time what happens is that here in this particular region there will be high pressure. Usually there will be high pressure, and at the same time on the southeast Indian Ocean, that means near this Australia, so this particular region it will experience this low pressure. So once again I am saying, so southeast Pacific Ocean, that means here, or you can take since the earth is in spherical shape, here in this particular region normally every time there will be a high pressure zone. And why it is high pressure zone is that I have mentioned that here we have discussed about warm ocean currents as well as cold ocean currents. So here normally every time there will be a cold ocean current which is moving from poles towards the equator. So whenever there is a cold ocean current which is moving from poles to the equator, what happens? Cold temperature, cold ocean current means usually the temperatures will be very cold. So because of that, what happens? High pressure will be created. And here on the southeast Indian Ocean near the Australia, there will be a low pressure zone is created. So if this situation occurs, what happens? Usually the wind or air always moves from high pressure to the low pressure area. That means from this corner to this corner, here the air will be moving, and which causes the rainfall. But sometimes after every 2 to 5 years, what will happen is that the situation will be changed. Why the situation will change is that instead of this cold ocean current, what will happen is that here this cold ocean current is replaced by warm ocean current near this Peruvian coast. Or you can say here there is a country known as this Peru. So near to the Peru, on the western coast of Peru, usually every time there will be a cold ocean current which creates high pressure area. Therefore high pressure to low pressure area, the air will be traveling with the moist clouds. But for every 2 to 5 years, the phenomenon will be reversed. That means because of this warm ocean current, here there will be low pressure area is created, and here on the eastern part of Indian Ocean near Australia, there will be high pressure is created. So what happens? The phenomena will be reversed. So here this particular region will experience more rainfall compared to this. Why? Because air always travels from high pressure to the low pressure area. So here high pressure is created, here low pressure is created. So here the Peruvian coast will experience a full amount of rainfall, and this coast will not experience any kind of rainfall. So this phenomenon of reversing the pressure zones due to this cold and warm ocean currents, that particular phenomenon we call it as this El Nino. And the process of shifting from high pressure to the low pressure area in this Southeast Indian Ocean as well as Southeast Pacific Ocean, we call it as this Southern Oscillation. So because of this change in the pressure zones from high pressure to the low pressure zone near this Peruvian coast, and at the same time near this eastern part of this Australia in the Indian Ocean, will affect our Indian monsoon. Suppose if there is a El Nino effect, that means here there is a warm ocean current, means what will happen? The rainfall will be heavy in this region. Then we have to expect that the India will have a average monsoon, or you can say sometimes a very lesser monsoon. And suppose if there is a warm ocean current, instead of warm ocean current, suppose if there is a cold ocean current which is blowing here, means what will happen is that here there will be high pressure. So high pressure to low pressure, the wind will be blowing here. So therefore here there will be more amount of rainfall. So every time what they measure is that they measure the difference between high pressure as well as low pressure area. That means here they measure the pressure, and here also they will measure the pressure. Suppose if the pressure is negative, means we can say that India will have average rainfall or sometimes a bad monsoon. Sometimes if the pressure is positive, means we can say India can experience very good monsoon. And this phenomenon of changing from high pressure to the low pressure zone, we call it as this Southern Oscillation. And here sometimes, as usual, if it is happening, means that is here it is a high pressure and here it is low pressure, means we call it as this La Nino. There is one more concept known as this La Nino. Suppose if the La Nino is there, means India will have very good monsoon. That means the pressure difference will be positive. Suppose if the pressure difference is negative, means we call it as this El Nino, where India will have a bad monsoon. And actual meaning of this El Nino is it is a Spanish word which means the baby Christ. The original name of this El Nino means it is something known as this baby Christ, which is originated from a Spanish word. So with the shifting in this southern oscillation, or with the shift in high pressure to the low pressure area in the southeast Indian Ocean as well as southeast Pacific Ocean, that creates the high pressure and low pressure areas which will affect our Indian monsoon. So suppose if the system is reversed, means we may experience this a bad monsoon. So this process of changing, we call it as this southern oscillation, and together we call it as this ENSO, El Nino Southern Oscillation. So with this we have completed about this the Indian monsoon. Next we will discuss about the onset of monsoon in India. Let us discuss about the next very important topic, that is the onset of monsoons and withdrawal. So usually when this monsoon starts and when it will withdraw from this India. So first we will see the onset or the beginning of this monsoon, and the next very important thing is that the main characteristic of this monsoon is that the monsoon winds are pulsating in nature. Pulsating in nature means usually if you take the trade winds which are blowing towards the eastern part, so northeasterly winds and southeasterly winds, we know that they are very constant. But if you take these monsoon winds, they are pulsating in nature, which means sometimes they may be very high, sometimes low, sometimes normal. So like this, they are not constant like the trade winds. So that is one of the very important fact about this monsoon winds. Then the next very important thing is that the duration of this monsoon winds, that means how many days they will be there in the Indian subcontinent. So if you take they exist from 100 to 120 days, that means from the early June to mid September you can find this monsoon winds over the Indian subcontinent. Then the next thing is that during the arrival of monsoon, the rainfall is more than the normal, which is known as this burst. That means more than the normal rainfall during the monsoon time, the rain will be very heavy, the rains are very heavy throughout this. So from that we can understand that the monsoon has arrived. So first we will see from where it originates and how it differs in the country. So usually the monsoon winds will start in the first week of June at the southern tip of the India, and after entering into this India, here it will divide it into two parts. It will be divided into two parts. One will be going towards this Bay of Bengal, then the other will be going towards this Arabian Sea. So whatever this entering into this Bay of Bengal, by the first week of June, or you can take by exactly 5th of June, these monsoon winds will be carrying towards this Assam and this northeastern region, and by the 10th of June, whatever the Arabian winds are there, Arabian monsoon winds, they will be crossing through this Mumbai, and by the mid-June, that means by the 15th of June, they reach this Gujarat region, Kutch region, which is located in Gujarat, and by this July, it will be completely towards this northwestern part of India. And this monsoon winds, that is Bay of Bengal monsoon winds as well as Arabian Sea monsoon winds, they both merge over this particular region. That means on the northwestern part of Ganga plains, they both merge. That means here you take this Ganga plains. So on the northwestern part of this Ganga plains, you can find the merging of both Bay of Bengal as well as Arabian Sea monsoon winds. So that is about this the onset of this monsoon winds. That means from where they begin is that from the starting week of June in the southern tip of India, and slowly it starts dividing into two parts. One will be towards this Arabian Sea, then the other will be towards the Bay of Bengal. And whatever the winds that blow towards the Bay of Bengal, they carry moisture, and here they can create more and more rainfall, especially in the states of Assam and other northeastern states. Then whatever it is going into this Arabian Sea, it will enter the Mumbai by 10th of June, then 15th of June, southern part of Gujarat, and by 1st July, it goes towards the northern part as well as the northwestern part of this India. So from the first week of this June to the mid-September, you can find these monsoon winds throughout this India, and slowly from the months of December onwards, they will be starting withdrawing from the Indian subcontinent. So we will see from when onwards they will be withdrawing. Let us discuss about the withdrawal of this monsoon. So the process of withdrawal of monsoon is not a sudden process, but it is a gradual process, and this process of withdrawal we also call it as this retreat of this monsoon. So that means whatever the monsoon winds which are blowing from the southwestern part of India, after blowing certain distance they will be withdrawing from the Indian subcontinent, and again they will be blowing in the reverse direction towards this equator. So this withdrawal or retreat of monsoon is not a sudden process, but it is a gradual process. So how it takes place, we'll see. So this withdrawal of the monsoons begins in the northwestern states by early September. So northwestern states means you take this Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat. So these particular region, so there itself it begins, and by the mid-October it will completely withdrawn from the northern part of this India. That means if you take suppose this Indian subcontinent, so usually the withdrawal process begins from here, northwestern part of India, and when it begins is from the early September, and by this mid of October it completely withdrawn from this northern part of India, and it slowly start coming back in this direction. And the withdrawal from the southern half of the peninsula is very rapid. That means compared to this northern part, so southern peninsula, that means this particular region here, the process of withdrawal of this monsoon is very quicker compared to this northern part. And by early December, that means from the December month or the first week of December, it completely withdraw from the rest of the country. That means nowhere you can find this monsoon winds in the country by the early December, or you can say by first week of December. So it starts in the month of June, the monsoon, and it completely withdraws from the country from the month of December. And you should also observe that the first and very important places which receive this monsoon winds are these islands which are located near the or closer to this India in the southern part. Then it will be received by this India. So with this we have completed about this withdrawal as well as the onset of monsoons. In the next lectures we will discuss about the seasons. Thank you.